2022 was one of the most exciting years in the history of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. We've had a very busy 12 months as we said farewell to Gen 2 and opened the doors to the beginning of the all-new Gen 3 era. With our new season beginning on January 14th in Mexico City, let's take a look back at some of the best moments of the year. January opened up with several big announcements, with the legendary automotive brand Maserati revealing its return to single-seater competition. The Italian outfit confirmed they would debut in Formula E from Season 9, and the 2022-23 season was already beginning to fill its calendar, as the city of Hyderabad signed a letter of intent to host a race in the championship. There was still plenty of hype around Season 8, however. Sam Bird, a race winner in every prior Formula E campaign, extended his deal with Jaguar TCS Racing, while Porsche's first all-electric sports car, the Porsche Taycan, was unveiled as our new safety car. We went green for the first time of Season 8 with a double-header under the lights in Diriyah, with Formula E fans getting their first look at the new and improved qualifying format. Mercedes EQ's Stoffel Vandoorne proved to be the first king of the duels, but it was his teammate and reigning world champion, Nick de Vries, who took the race win ahead of Vandoorne in a Mercedes 1-2. The next night in Diriyah, there was more success for de Vries, who took pole position, before the Mercedes-powered Rocket Venturi of Eduardo Mortara raced to P1 to round out the weekend. February began with the first Gen 3 news of the year, as Envision Racing and Jaguar TCS Racing announced a new multi-year customer supply relationship. The two British-based teams joining forces, with Jaguar supplying Envision Racing with its new powertrain and suspension. Shortly after, Formula E returned to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez circuit in Mexico City, where Pascal Wehrlein led André Lotterer over the line for a historic Porsche 1-2. His first win in the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. Victory for Wehrlein made even sweeter following his Season 6 heartbreak at the same circuit and further Mexican woes in Puebla in Season 7. We also saw the return of Formula E FIA Girls on Track, with 150 local girls selected to join on track ahead of the Mexico City E-Prix. Women from Formula E, the FIA and the series teams and partners were on hand to educate and inspire the girls on the potential career paths and opportunities open to them in this championship and beyond. March opened with a reveal of the proposed track map for Cape Town's inaugural E-Prix, with the circuit predicted to be one of the fastest in series history. On March 9th, we celebrated International Women's Day with a wide array of interviews and features, while it was revealed midway through the month that the Gen 3 was to be unveiled during the Monaco E-Prix race week. The month ended with 7 of the world's leading automotive manufacturers registering with the FIA to race the Gen 3 car ahead of Season 9. DS, Jaguar, Mahindra, Maserati, Neo 333, Nissan and Porsche all confirmed entry for future seasons in the sport. April was a packed month, and a particularly successful one for Mitch Evans, who won twice in Rome to take his overall tally of race wins in the Eternal City to 3. Stoffel Vandoorne continued his excellent qualifying form in the first Rome race with pole position before Evans picked up the victory, his second grid climbing win of the weekend. On March 12th, Nissan announced the acquisition of the EDAMS race team, with the Japanese manufacturer taking full ownership of its involvement in the championship. More huge news was to follow, with the Gen 3 finally unveiled in the glamorous surroundings of Monaco in April. The world's first race car designed and optimized specifically for street racing, the Gen 3 is the pinnacle of high performance, efficiency and sustainability. After raising eyebrows across the sporting world with the reveal, it was back to racing in Monte Carlo, where Mitch Evans continued his electrifying form, securing pole position. But it was his pal and championship rival Stoffel Vandoorne who ultimately emerged victorious, when the Belgian star claimed an unforgettable win in his adopted hometown. In May, we heard that the city of Sao Paulo had signed a contract for Formula E to head to Brazil for the first time in Season 9, signalling a return to South America for the first time since Chile back in Season 6. Only 3 days later, App Sportsline, winners of the first ever Formula E race and a drivers and teams title, confirmed their return to the championship from the beginning of the Gen 3 era. May proved to be an all-important month for Gen 3 news, as first, Avalanche Andretti announced that they'll join forces with Porsche, before motorsport legends McLaren also revealed their entry into Formula E. Berlin proved to be a fruitful venue for Edoardo Mortara, who took pole position and the race win on the Saturday and claimed yet another pole the next day before Nick de Vries won his second race of the season at the Tempelhof circuit. In June, we travelled to Indonesia and raced in Jakarta for the first time, as more than 60,000 fans, including the president of Indonesia, attended an incredible day of racing and entertainment at the Ancol Beach circuit. Jean-Eric Vergne earned the inaugural pole position in Jakarta, but it was Mitch Evans again who won the race in supreme style. The race attracted more than 13.4 million live viewers in Indonesia, the biggest ever live audience of a race from a single market in our history. McLaren ended the month with the news of the formation of the Neom McLaren Formula E team and announcing a multi-year technical collaboration with Nissan, who will supply the Nissan EV powertrain technology to the British outfit for the entirety of the Gen 3 era. July was jam-packed with racing action, featuring 5 races across 3 different continents. Despite Da Costa starting with his first Julius Baer pole position of the season, Edoardo Mortara hit the top of the Drivers' World Championship with victory in Marrakesh. Nick Cassidy won the New York City E-Prix in unexpected circumstances after the final 10 minutes of the race saw torrential rain hit the New York City circuit, causing havoc, and a late race shunt involving a number of drivers, including the race leaders, which brought things to an early close under a red flag. Also in July, Formula E and UNICEF launched the Take a Breath campaign, featuring actor and UNICEF ambassador Tom Hiddleston. With 2 billion children living in areas where air pollution levels exceed World Health Organization standards, Formula E and UNICEF dedicated a campaign to highlighting the impact that air pollution has on children to raise awareness and drive action to improve it. Fred Rasmussen was crowned the 2022 Formula E Accelerate champion after sealing a dominant double victory and maximum point score at the 2-round London finale. Also in London, Jake Dennis pulled off a dominant lights the flag victory in round 13 to make it 2 wins in 2 years on home turf. However, despite the strong push from Dennis to secure a double home win, Di Grassi's late pace saw him take the checkered flag in round 14. August was one for the record books, with our 100th ever Formula E race in Seoul, Di Grassi exceeding 1,000 points and crowning our Season 8 World Champion Stoffel Vandoorne, and a second Teams World Championship for Mercedes EQ. Acting as the tilt from one season into another, we also began to see excitement build for Season 9, as both existing and new teams started to confirm drivers for the season ahead. Nissan announced Norman Nasso and Sasha Fenestraz, McLaren Rene Rast, Dennis extending his time with Avalanche Andretti, and Robin Frijns and Nico Müller for Abt, and Di Grassi joined Mahindra Racing to race alongside Oliver Rowland. Lotterer joined Avalanche Andretti in September for his 6th season in Formula E. Brazilian driver Sergio Sette Câmara joined the Neo 333 Formula E team after several impressive performances during Season 8. And last but not least, we said farewell to founding partner Michelin, with Hankook becoming the new and exclusive technical partner and tyre supplier to the championship. The new tyre has been developed in close cooperation with the racing series and is particularly aimed at meeting the sustainability needs of Formula E and the future of e-mobility. October saw DS and Penske merge to form DS Penske, signing Season 8 World Champion Stoffel Vandoorne alongside 2-time champion Jean-Eric Vergne. Envision Racing signed Sebastian Buemi on a multi-year deal, racing alongside Nick Cassidy. We saw the Season 9 calendar update to include Cape Town as a new circuit for the series, alongside Hyderabad and Sao Paulo in Brazil. And we saw Tokyo announced as a new city confirmed for Season 10. November proved to be a pivotal month, seeing the signing of Maximilian Günther and Edoardo Mortara for Monaco-based Maserati MSG Racing. A selection of slick new liveries were unveiled for teams including Porsche and Jaguar. ABB unveiled the charging technology it will use for Season 9, when the company takes on its new role within the championship as official charging supplier. A whole host of new rules were announced for Season 9, from attack mode and the introduction of attack charge, to laps replacing the 45 plus 1 minute timing format, so we're all very excited to see how these changes might shake up the action. With the start of Season 9 and a whole new era for Formula E just around the corner, December finally saw all 22 Gen 3 cars together on track for the first time, racking up the kilometres at Valencia's Ricardo Tormo circuit. Over the 5 days, teams and drivers racked up a combined total of 5,128 laps, as crucial data was gathered before tweaks are made ahead of the opening race in Season 9. So that's it from us for 2022. We can't wait for 2023 to be even bigger and better, bringing more action, more locations, and more electrifying racing.